What's up, guys? This is Lloyd the Hammer. I want to thank you all so much for 500 subscribers. I mean, I can't believe that's awesome that I've reached a number like that. I never ever would have thought I would ever reach something like that when I started this. So thank you all so much. And I also want to thank you guys for the love and support and all the nice comments you leave on my videos. It truly means like the world to me. I look forward to them every week. So thank you all so much for that. For this time, instead of doing a tutorial, I thought let's do something fun and wacky for like a top 10 of my personal favorite videos I've done so far. It's just to reflect on things I've done so far, and maybe I can talk about where I was at or something like that, or what the game means to me, and let's just have some fun with it and see what happens. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and here we go! Number 10. We're starting this top 10 off with one of the most well-known, legendary franchise ever, Pokemon. I mean, what can I say about Pokemon that hasn't been said before? It's probably the most I think it is actually the most well-known franchise ever in the whole world. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't know what Pokemon is, and it's still to this day, like, it started in, at least for me, I believe, in 1999. And it's still a huge franchise. I mean, like, look at what Pokemon Go did to the world back in 2016, and there's still people who are playing it to this day. Not me, but I know that there's still a huge community for that game. My introduction for this one was back, I want to say 1999. I don't remember the exact date, but me, my mom, and my brother went over to my neighbor, and they had this game called Pokemon, and I was like, what's Pokemon? So they showed it to us, and it was like this little, like the Game Boy was like this big maybe, or maybe even smaller, I don't remember at all, but and it had this little screen, green screen, I think it was actually, and they showed it to us, and it was like this cute sprite of this like Pokemon, which turned out to be Squirtle, and you had this other Pokemon right in the corner, which was Charmander, and they were fighting each other, and I was like, what's this? Like, I was like, I want to know. I played it in their house for a while, and I was so like, this is awesome. I was like blown away. I think I immediately asked my mom to if we could have one of the Pokemon games. I believe we had blue, but maybe we had red as well. Because me and my brother, I think we both wanted a different version of the game or something like that. So maybe we had both versions. But I just remember being so so into the experience of like going on a journey, catching Pokemon, training your Pokemon, going to different cities, talking to all the NPCs in the game, fighting the gym leaders, winning all the badges, and then like putting so many hours into it, and going to the Pokemon League, and then become a Pokemon Master. And it's like, when you're a kid, that's like, it matters so much to you. It's like nothing matters at that point except winning the game that you're into. So that was pretty much Pokemon for me. And as far as the video, the music, obviously, I mean, it's like ingrained, what's the word? It's like, the music is so memorable. It's so well composed. Even if it's like on a Game Boy, 20 years later, when I played it or heard the music for the first time, I could sing all these songs perfectly, and I was like surprised. I was like, how? It's like 20 years. I haven't heard these songs in 20 years, and I still can sing them so like perfectly of what it is. And that's just because you played it so much, and it's like it gets inside your head, and it won't ever leave. And that's amazing. I mean that's I'm fascinated by stuff like that. And so I was like, with the music for this video, I was like, while I was playing it, it was like going down memory lane. It was like I was getting nostalgic, and it was just a fun time. I even while I was recording, I accidentally broke a string, and I was like, what? Really? Oh my goodness. Wow. The D snare? Wow, you made it. So that was fun. Had to restring put another string on the guitar before I could continue. But the only thing I didn't really like about this video was the video quality, because I was messing with my camera and the brightness of it or something like that, and it kind of like went too far. So I didn't really realize how bright the video turned out. So I was like, well, that's what it is, I guess. But that's the only thing I don't really like. But as far as the music, it was just a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got to do this one. So onward to the next one. Number 9. Chrono Trigger is very special to a lot of people. Most of them say it's the best game ever made, it's the best RPG ever made. And I mean, I haven't played the game as a kid, but I did play it much later in my life, and it's totally justified why people say that. It's so good. I mean, the gameplay, the graphics, the story, the music. I mean, the music. Holy damn. Is so unbelievably good. It's like it's so well composed. It has a lot of different genres of music. It has like heroic kind of stuff, sad kind of stuff, what is it, royal kind of stuff, or like epic battle music, or epic final boss music, obviously. Just a whole like package of greatness. And for this video, for the Millennial Fair video, this video is actually pretty special to me, because this was the video where I was finally like letting loose when I was playing the song, instead of just standing still and focusing on playing the guitar parts right, because I was still just starting out with playing bass. So I had been playing guitar for like maybe 10 years or something, or 9 years I think, but I was still like, in all the videos before this one, I was still pretty stationary and playing the thing, because I was like way too focused on playing all the parts right. And this was the video where I was finally like letting loose and having fun, you know. And since this video, I was capable of doing that more, and that's why this video is so special to me, because this was like a turning point, I guess, for myself personally, to just have fun with it and let loose. because I mean, I still like all the videos before this one, because obviously the music, I think it turned out pretty good, but I always I wouldn't say struggle, but I always find it a little bit hard, not hard, I mean a little bit odd, I guess, to watch me just playing the thing just being completely stationary, and I like seeing myself having fun, I guess, and I think other people like seeing me having fun, because that makes them having more fun, I hope, at least. So so that's basically why I put this at number 9, because this is such a special turnaround video for me. So there you go. On to the next one. Number 8. Yoshi's Island is also very special to me. I remember playing this at a very early age, and I was just so like amazed with how the graphics looked, of how pretty it looked actually. Just the environment, all the colors. I mean, there's so many colors in that game. It's unbelievable. I still think this is one of the best looking SNES titles ever made. I mean, just every time I look at it, it makes me feel good inside, just because it's I want to be there. And I remember just being so like into the gameplay, and even, I mean, some people hate the crying of Baby Mario. First of all, seeing Baby Mario was like also a very cool, because I was so obsessed with Mario at that time. And seeing him as a baby was like so weird and strange, but also very interesting. And to see what the origin story of the Mario brothers were was also really cool. But the crying, I mean, I don't hate it. I know a lot of people like think this is the worst thing about this game, but to me it's like, whenever you get hit and he starts crying, it's immediately like, oh my god, I gotta get him, you know. So it sends an immediate like urgency inside you, and you just have to get him back, otherwise you're in trouble. And I just remember my I think this was actually the first game that actually legit terrified me when a certain moment in the game happened. I mean, if you don't want to get spoiled, then maybe, if you haven't played the game before and you don't want to get spoiled, then maybe like skip ahead a minute or two. But at the very end, you fight Baby Bowser, and at the beginning he's very small and well, he's a baby, so of course he's small. But I mean, he's not threatening looking at all. So you just beat him. And then Kamek comes in and casts his magic on him, and he turns like humongous. And all of a sudden, like the gameplay completely changes from a 2D game to a sort of, I don't know, a 3D game, I think, because you throw the axe in the background instead of right in front of you. So what happens is you see, like, first of all, the music that's playing is like so creepy and menacing. And it has this like low tone and like upgoing notes and stuff like that. And you see Bowser, this humongous baby Bowser, like rise up in the background, and he's the most terrifying looking thing in this game, like no doubt about it. And keep in mind, this game is adorable. I mean, like I said before, the colors, the everything is cute looking, and then all of a sudden this game pulls like a 180 on us and completely goes dark and menacing. And I remember I remember just being so terrified. I immediately shut off the SNES and ran out of the room, and I think I just jumped on my bed and like made me put a pillow on my head or something like that. I was like terrified, and I was so scared to turn on the system again and beat this final boss thing, you know. But I finally, after a while, I was just like, just do it, man. Just be like Link, I guess, and be courageous. And well, actually, I don't think I knew who Link was at that point, but still. And I finally beat it. So there was one of those moments where I was like, yeah, you know, I faced my fear and I beat him. So that was a wholesome moment for me, of course. And as far as the music goes, I mean, it's so bouncy, it's so fun, it's so memorable. I mean, Koji Kondo is truly like one of my favorite composers ever made. He has made so many songs that will just be with me for the rest of my life. And playing this on guitar was so special because all those memories came flooding back of the one I just told you about, the final boss, even if I didn't do the final boss, but still the memories of just everything in the game just came back to me. And this was one of those medleys that I had planned to do for a while, but I never got it to work properly or something like that. I didn't know what songs I wanted to do or how I could make them go over to the next one smoothly like that. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun to play. And this was also one of those videos where I was able to let loose a bit and just have fun with it all. So very special to me. On to the next one. Number 7. Banjo-Kazooie. Yep, Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, so special to me, to so many people in the world. It's like an enhanced version of Super Mario 64 with really fun dialogue, with all the and the weird sounds all the characters make when they speak, and just having Banjo, this adorable, cool-looking bear, and Kazooie, this snarky but also really cool-looking bird. As a team, it's like the strangest thing, but it's also the most wonderful thing ever made. So, just going on a journey to rescue your sister from Gruntilda the Witch, going into her lair, this evil-looking lair, because you start out in Spiral Mountain, which is this really colorful and beautiful looking area, and then you have to go face your fear again, I guess, and go inside the evil witch's lair to rescue your sister. And just, I mean, the music is just so, it's so genius. It's like Grant Kirkhope is also, alongside Koji Kondo, one of my favorite composers. Like, every one of his songs is so memorable. It's so bouncy. It's the thing about Banjo-Kazooie is it's not that, at least it doesn't sound like it. It's not that complicated. It's actually really simple. Like, most of the bass lines are like boom, 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 boom. You know, like super simple. Really, that's actually the word, and that's exactly why it's so memorable, I think. And like every song it's like, while you're playing, you're singing along, and the most genius thing about this game is how the music actually feels alive. It's not just a song, it actually changes. For those of you who don't play this, haven't played Banjo-Kazooie yet, the music changes depending on what area you're in. So when you're underwater, it just plays like the same tune but with different instruments, or maybe less instruments but different instruments. And then just have the same melody but like a slower version or something like that, or which is unheard of at that time. At least I had never seen anything like that, and that's so cool. It's like the world just becomes alive. And then mix that in with collecting a lot of stuff, the interesting worlds, funny dialogue that just makes you laugh out loud, just memorable characters, memorable set pieces, and obviously memorable music. I mean, you have a perfect game right there. That's one of those games that for me personally, I can classify as a perfect 10. It's I enjoy it so much while playing it. It just makes me nostalgic, it makes me feel good. I don't think I will ever stop playing that game. As far as this song goes, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun to play and like metalize, I guess, or have this really like dry drum beat and just headbang along and play it. It just I never have a bad time playing a Banjo-Kazooie song, and I plan to do. I mean, there's so many of them that I still want to do, so I plan to do more. So that's that. On to the next. Number 6. So, the Blue Bomber himself, Mega Man. I mean, it's such a classic series at this point. I mean, just being this blue robot dude shooting like pew 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 pew, you know, that sound it makes when he shoots his little like yellow lemons out of his arms. Such a classic sound. I mean, I didn't play this as a kid at all, because it was on NES, and it was before my time, so I grew up on the SNES and onward. But I just immediately, I remember just playing it for the first time, and I still am actually, I'm so into like platforming games that any good functioning platforming game I can get into. And Mega Man is such high quality level design, high quality music, high quality action. Honestly, like the music is so honestly, I think Mega Man music should have its own category of music, because it's so its own thing. It's so memorable, it's so complicated, it's so well composed, and it's just action-packed music like throughout the whole game, and that's amazing. Like some of those bass lines are like, you know, like mind-blowing, like how awesome they are, and it just makes you want to like press on and defeat the robot masters and save the world. So I remember just going for Mega Man 6 because that has one of it is less like frantic, I feel, as compared to the other titles in the series, at least the classic series. Mega Man 6 has a lot more like slower tempos, but still very action-packed songs, but not like some of those Mega Man songs are really like frantic, but still really cool. But I didn't think I was able to play that, so I picked Mega Man 6, which had a little bit more of slower tempo, but still very strong melody type of songs. So it's pretty weird that the first game that I decided to cover is the last classic Mega Man title. But hey, I picked it anyway, and I just remember being very intimidated, because I was like, dude, this is Mega Man. Like, Mega Man is the music is so like well done and pretty complicated still. So I don't know if I can do this, but I did, and I think it turned out pretty good, and I hope you agree on that. And it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to play. Again, like every one of these videos I've done has been so much fun. I mean, obviously there has been some frustration or something like that when I can't get a riff right, or I'm like playing the same thing for like an hour before I finally get it right. But at the end of the day, it's all good, because what the end result is something that I'm satisfied with. And if I'm not satisfied with it, I wouldn't put it on YouTube. So only the things that I'm satisfied with I will put on this channel. So I don't know, I'm just really proud of this one, that I was able to pull this off. And I can't really promise if I ever do another one, because like I said before, it's some of those songs are pretty high above my skill level, I feel. So I can't promise if I ever do a Mega Man game again. But you know, you don't know what might happen in the future. So yeah, that's it. That's Mega Man for you. On to the next one. Number 5. Majora's Mask. This is definitely a game that grew on me more and more over time, because obviously it was a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time, which is still, I think, to this day the most talked about Zelda game, and probably the most influential Zelda game ever made. So I remember playing this for the first time through this like compilation CD, Zelda compilation CD thing, because when the GameCube first came out, you had this like package of the GameCube itself, Mario Kart Double Dash, and this compilation CD of Zelda games containing the original Zelda on NES, the Zelda 2 on NES, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and this like 30-minute demo of Wind Waker. So I remember just being very excited, because I played this directly after I finished Ocarina of Time, and I was like, wait, there's another 3D Zelda game, I have to play this, you know. And I just remember being very like confused at first, because you couldn't leave the town, because you got turned into this Deku Scrub thing. And this guard said like, oh no, you're not an adult, so you can't leave town, which is pretty weird, but okay. I just remember being very confused, and when I finally did go out of town after like waiting for 3 days, then it felt more like a, well, actually no, because you had this time limit still at the bottom of the screen, and I was like, wait, a time limit in a Zelda game? What is this, a Mario game? I was just so confused. But then when I did get out of the town and they said like go to this place, I was like, all right, this feels more like a Zelda game. I go to a place, I talk to some people, and then I go to a dungeon, beat that dungeon, and I repeat that till I beat the game. But it just felt, I later realized that this game is just all about the side quests. It's all about, it's very clear to me at least that the people who made this game like put a lot of time and effort into making the characters in the world interesting, and it makes you want to help them, because the story, like a short summary of the story, is there's the moon in the sky is falling in 3 days, and you only have 3 days to save the world, because if those 3 days are up, the moon crashes into Termina, and everybody, you know, the world is destroyed. So your task is to make sure that doesn't happen, and you only have 3 days to do that. And the gimmick of this game is you have the Ocarina of Time back from the game Ocarina of Time, and you use this to keep going back to the first day of the 3-day cycle, and then you make sure that the moon doesn't fall, basically. So you keep going back, and all the people do the same thing every day. So you have to like learn all the people's schedules, like where they are at what time of the day, of what day, in order to help them all and get all the heart pieces, or just help them solve their problems. So it was really a cool thing to realize just how, just how certain people react to the fact that they know that they're gonna die in 3 days. Some people are like, I don't believe it. I think it's all just not real, and some people are full on in panic mode as the 3 days go on. So that's really an interesting idea for a game, if you ask me. So it's just really cool to just see what these people react like, and helping them just like the Anduin Cafe side quest. Those of you who played the game know what I'm talking about. It's a long quest. It takes a lot of time, but that moment when they get together and they hug each other, it's always like, it warms my heart. It's like so wholesome or beautiful. I don't know. So that's why I like this game so much. I think it's just because of the side quests. It's really all about the side quests. I never play this game not to 100%, because I feel like I don't play the game right if I don't 100% the game. But that's just me. That's purely a personal thing. As far as the music goes, it's very like different. It's very dark and creepy sounding at some points, but also it's also very memorable in a way. Yeah, it's also very memorable. Songs like Deku Palace is one of my favorites, and I mean Ikana Castle is like it's like the best song of that game in my opinion. Stone Tower is definitely a great song as well, but Ikana Castle is so like menacing and dark sounding, and it makes you like scared of being in this place that you're not supposed to be in, and it makes you feel that, but you still press on, and you still how do you say, you still be courageous and go into it anyway, and defeat the king. So the music, it was a lot of fun to just finally transcribe all these songs and just playing it all. It brought me so much joy, especially Ikana Castle. And I was such a huge fan of that song, just playing it and listening back to it, and just being blown away how menacing it actually really is. So there you go, that's that. On to the next one. Number 4. Aha! Super Mario World. It's my first, very first Mario game that I've ever played at the age of 1 year old. And it's a funny story because my mom had a SNES at the house, and she remembers just hearing the victory music, I guess, of the victory jingle whenever you beat a level, and she wasn't playing, so she was like, wait a minute, is my 1 year old, did he just beat a level? And I did, apparently. So you can imagine just her being like blown away by the fact that her 1 year old boy beat a level of Super Mario World. So even if I hear this back, I'm blown away by myself. However weird that sounds, but it's true. And I guess I was always meant to play video games. I guess if I played it at that early age, and I still am today. But this was the first game that I did from my new house. So that was very exciting for me, because I was just busy with moving to this place, and then I finally was able to record again, and it was this song, so of this game I mean. So that's amazing. That's why it's so high on the list for me, because it's such a special moment. I look back on it with such joy, and the music, I mean, what way to start, right? Super Mario World is still, to me, I want to say my favorite 2D Mario game. Just the way it looks, same as Yoshi's Island, you know, a lot of colors going on, lots of interesting platforming ideas, interesting enemies, interesting environments. Obviously, the music. This was one of those soundtracks where they reused the same melody over and over again, but kept like reimagining it, or I want to say remix, or just rearrange, I guess is the word. Rearrange the same melody into different environments. So the underground team is the same has the same melody as the overworld team, but it's like different tempo maybe, or like the athletic team is also the same melody, but it's way faster and more frantic, stuff like that. So that's a thing that I've noticed Nintendo doing. Like in Super Mario 64 they do that, Yoshi's Crafted World I believe they do it, and Yoshi's Story as well. Super Mario Land 2 is also one of those games where they keep reusing the same melody, which is super impressive to me. I mean that's really cool. It's very, you can't forget that melody because you hear it throughout the whole game. So that's really awesome. And I just remember about this one, the music, especially the athletic team, I had a lot of trouble with because of how frantic and fast it is. And there was this middle part in the overworld team where the bass just goes all across the neck, and I played that on both the bass and the rhythm guitar, and I had a lot of trouble with that remembering. It goes like, you know, something like that, and that was pretty difficult for me to remember, because the most difficult part about these medleys, especially for me personally, is remembering all the parts, because usually these medleys, I mean this one was like 10 minutes or so, but usually these medleys are like around 7 to 10 minutes long, so I have to remember everything and play it in one go, which is pretty, it's challenging, but challenging in a good way, you know what I mean? It really challenges me to practice my instrument and practice remembering all the parts and playing it right. So that was fun. It was a lot of fun to do, and just playing the music of the game that's your very first game. I mean, that's always really special. I don't think anybody can say that is not special, to hear the music from your very first game, or your very first, maybe even movie or something like that. Your first is always, hopefully at least, always special. So yeah, that was a fun time. On to the next one. Number 3. Super Mario Sunshine. It's the latest one I released a couple of days ago now, and this is definitely a game where people's opinions are a bit divided as far as I'm concerned, in my experience, because some people say this is the best Mario game ever made, and some people say this is the black sheep of the series. So it's a bit similar to Zelda 2, where some people say, "Well, this is my favorite Zelda game," and some people say, like, "I wish this game didn't exist, it's so bad. It's the black sheep of the Zelda series." And that's totally fine, obviously. I mean, everyone's opinion is different and everyone's opinions matter. So that's obviously that's totally fine. But to me, Super Mario Sunshine is one of the best. I think just the way it looks, like the colors again. I know I mentioned colors a lot, but the colors makes me so happy. It just makes me feel good inside. Like it's especially obviously in the beginning of the game, it looks kind of dark because the sun is gone. But when the sun comes back and it's in full glory, like the island just looks so good, and it just makes you want to like go there and spend vacation. You know what I mean? Like the water. I mean, look at the water for 2002. That's beautiful stuff right there. And just the gameplay, the use of FLUDD is so engaging and intuitive. It almost feels like second nature to me. That's especially why those stages where your FLUDD gets stolen feels very off in this game, which is obviously the point, but it feels very weird because you get so accustomed to using FLUDD and then all of a sudden you don't have him. It's like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? But just that is so great. The levels are fun. The music obviously again is so bouncy, so fun sounding. So it's the same thing as Super Mario World and the games I mentioned before this, where they use the same melody for most of these stages and rearrange the same song structure, which again is very impressive to me. And to me, it's I don't know, it's such a feel-good kind of game, you know what I mean? Like every time I play this game in the summer, usually when I play it, and just looking at it just makes me feel good. That's just as simple as I can put it. And as far as this video goes, I wanted to dress up for this one because Mario, when you collect enough Shine Sprites, you can get this like tropical outfit thing on, and Mario has the sunglasses on and all that stuff. So I was like, let's just have a little bit extra fun with this one, I guess. And so I bought a tropical shirt, put on my sunglasses, and I played the thing. And it was very interesting and very fun. The most difficult part was probably my vision is obviously like hindered when I have sunglasses on, so it was pretty difficult sometimes to see where my fingers were positioned on the guitar. But I managed. I got through the thing, and I think it turned out pretty good. And Peanut Park was definitely the hardest song, the most difficult song I had to play in a long time. Like the tapping part and the riff at the very end, I believe was also one where I was like for an hour or so, or maybe 45 minutes before I finally got that one right. So it was just another song, another medley where I'm very proud of it. I'm just happy I got to do it, and it just makes me feel good. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed it, and it was just a lot of fun. And that's it. To the next one.
Number 2.
So here we are at number 2, Wind Waker. I mean, I remember getting this during the holidays when this game came out as a gift, and I just remember playing this immediately after all that was done, and just again immediately just like falling in love with how it looked. Like again with the colors, the bright blue colors, like this cartoony version of Link was adorable to me, and just again with what I said, the graphics just make me, it's the same thing as Mario Sunshine. It just makes me feel good inside just looking at it, and being on this adventure just in the just sailing out into the sea in your boat was such a like adventurous feeling, and like just the personality of Toon Link is still my favorite to this day. I mean, I have his shirt on right now, and he is my favorite incarnation of Link. He's so goofy, and he just doesn't I don't know. He doesn't take himself too seriously or something like that. He's just silly, and it's funny. When he gets shot out of a cannon, I mean, anybody that would be in that situation would scream his lungs out, or being grabbed by a giant bird. Like, imagine that in real life, you know what I mean? So he's just so, he's an adorable, just adorable guy, and he's actually also my main in Super Smash Bros. Since Smash Bros. 4, and this is also my favorite shirt that I have. So it was just finally being able to do this, you know what I mean? Being able to transcribe all these songs, and like Windfall Island is actually my ringtone on my phone. So whenever anybody calls me, I hear that and I'm like, yes, I love this song. You know what I mean? So it's just another one of those games. One of my favorite Zelda games. Probably number 1 or number 2. I'm not really sure at this point. But just playing this on guitar, doing the Legendary Heroes song in the beginning, such a good song. Obviously Dragon Roost Island, the Gerudo Valley of this game, you know what I mean? Very fun to finally being able to play that, have my own version of that song, and just tackling Molgira was also quite a challenge for me. And just playing Windfall Island, like that's probably one of my favorite songs in this game. I mentioned before, it's my ringtone, so it has to be. And just going on an adventure. It's just one of those games where you just go on a big adventure with lots of sailing around. And I personally don't like, how do you say, don't dislike the sailing around. I think it's pretty cool, especially with the HD version where you have that swift sail where you don't have to change the wind all the time, and the HD version is like even greater to look at. And I just remember being excited to finally show off this shirt for this video, and just having so much fun with this one. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this, that you guys enjoy it, and that I can look back at this with a feeling of being proud, or yeah, just being proud of the fact that it turned out good. Because I definitely didn't start out as a lead player. I played rhythm guitar for years and years until much later, where I found out about Family Jewels and seeing his Mega Man X medley, and that that made me want to play lead guitar, I guess, and play these melodies that I knew so much as a kid and still do. So I'm just very grateful for the fact that I can do this and that people enjoy it. I can't say enough how much that means to me. And I just thank you. That's all I want to say, really. And it was a lot of fun to play Wind Waker on guitar. On to the next one.
Number 1.
here we are at number 1, all 3 Donkey Kong Country games. I mean, I just have so many memories of playing this together with my brother as kids and just trying to find all the secrets and enjoying all the level design and just especially enjoying the music. I mean, the music to me is like legendary status. Like it's so well designed. David Wise is, alongside Koji Kondo and Grant Kirkhope, one of my favorite composers out there. And even DKC3, which was done mostly by Evelyn Fisher, really well composed songs. I never really realized how good those songs are because I was so, like, the bar was set so high by DKC2, you know what I mean? So when I played DKC3 and the music was there, it was there, but I never, it was not on the same level as DKC2. But when I transcribed all these songs for DKC3 for the medley, I realized that it was different, but it was a good different. You know what I mean? It was way more like menacing or something like that, and way more, but still very well composed and actually still pretty strong melodies throughout the game. So I never really realized that until I did this medley. So that's awesome, and just being able to play this on guitar was so special, just because of all the memories that I have of this game and just how much I enjoyed it back in the day and still do. I mean, DKC2 is still my favorite game of all time since ever, and it still is. And the great thing about DKC2, because it's another one of those games that just feels like a perfect sequel to the game before it, you know what I mean? It's the same thing but fresh, with a lot of new ideas, a lot of new mechanics. Like, if you, next time you play this, pay attention, because every stage, and I don't know how many stages there are, but every stage, except maybe 2, I want to say, introduces something new. So, and when I say new, I mean like a new enemy, a new environment, a new song, a new platforming mechanic, a new animal body. I want to say stuff like that, you know what I mean? Which is amazing. That is, I've played this game for more than like 20 years, and I realized this maybe like 2 years ago for the first time, which is awesome. That just makes the game even greater to me. And that's what, to me, is what a perfect sequel should be. This is also one of those games where I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10 perfect game. It's one of the rare games where I give it a 10 out of 10. And I just remember for this medley, for all 3 medleys, just being so happy. Just being so happy that I was able to do this, and especially, I mean, DKC2 was 50 minutes long. It was still the longest medley I've ever made, and probably the longest medley, it will probably stay the longest medley I'll ever make. Because there were just so many songs that I wanted to do, and just all of them, I couldn't leave some of them out. I was like, I have to. I love this song way too much to not put it in a medley. And it just went on and on like that, because all of the songs are just so good. So I just went with it, and it was a monster. It was definitely a monster, and I'm satisfied with it. Obviously, I'm very proud of it. It's still, like I said, the longest medley I've ever made, and probably has the most music in all of the medleys or videos I've made. So that's just saying. I mean, it's really something. 50 minutes long, but I'm very proud of it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Yeah, that just because how special these 3 games are to me, and my memories that I have of it, and playing it together with my brother and stuff like that. Just because of that, all these 3 medleys are so special, and that is why I put it at the number 1, because it doesn't get more special to me. It doesn't get more special to me than that. So super cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, there you have it. That was my top 10 personal favorite videos I've done so far. It was a lot of fun for me to go back to all these videos and kind of reflect on the games or the music or some things that happened during filming of those videos. And I want to thank you all again, first of all, for watching and for helping me reach 500 subscribers. That is really cool. And here are some honorable mentions that didn't make it into the top 10. See ya.